Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool match preview for obviously yet another big game in terms of the title race for Liverpool. As we go to Nottingham Forest, where we did use last season 1-0 away to Nottingham Forest, but they are under different minds now. Under the Nuno Espirito Santo tenure, Nottingham Forest have got the points deduction hanging around them. They could get points deduction potentially. Potentially. I think they probably will get points deduction because if you punish Everton, you have to punish Nottingham Forest. Or obviously Everton have got 4 points back, haven't they? They have reduced it to 6 points. I get the feeling Nottingham Forest made that a 6-point deduction. Same as Everton. I think they can get 4 points off it. 4 points off the 10, in my opinion, Nottingham Forest. And that would probably put them in a tricky situation, especially then when they don't be against Brentford and Luton to try and stay up in that final place, in that final. Try and stay up in the Premier League, battling for that final decent spot. The three of them. Because I think Everton will be fine, in my opinion. I think Everton will be fine with another. I don't see Everton down another deduction now. I think that'll be it now for Everton. Nottingham Forest will probably end up down deduction. Would that be enough to keep them up? It's a tricky one. But that's all to happen in the future. And we've always found it tough away to Nuno Espirito Santo teams, haven't we? I remember when we played Wolves away, that was probably prime Nuno, let's be real, as a manager. And we did struggle. We did struggle there, but we did manage to get the wins there, didn't we? When we did play them away from home. I remember 2018-19 in particular, where we won 2-0. There. So it will always make it a tough game. Nuno Espirito Santo, he will always make it a tough game. And but I do think we should be too much for Nottingham Forest. I mean, watching them in the FA Cup game against Man United, they had the chances, to be fair, Nottingham Forest. And but to be fair, that game was written for extra time, Nottingham Forest, Man United, but Man United ended up getting a winner through Casemiro. So Nottingham Forest, to me, do struggle to take their chances, in my opinion. I know they scored 2 at Aston Villa, but I think you can get at Aston Villa, personally, defensively. I do think you can get at Aston Villa defensively. But I just think Aston Villa's adults have been scoring in exciting football. And the football they've been playing is probably going to get Aston Villa top 4, potentially. So it's no shame in losing to Aston Villa, to be honest, for Nottingham Forest. But I do think, I just think we should fancy our chances, shouldn't we, at Nottingham Forest at the weekend. I do think we should have more than enough to be Nottingham Forest and be too much for Nottingham Forest to deal with in the end. But in terms of my line-up for the day, I've done for Terho and Dundor, Tonopati at right back, Tanati and Van Dijk 2 centre-backs, Robertson at left back. We do have a Europa League game away to Sparta Prague, so I don't expect this line-up to be the line-up to play the first set at Sparta Prague. Will definitely make changes, in my opinion. May play through the youngsters then in that first set. Got Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez isn't playing that DM one. Like he did against Southampton in the FA Cup. I think Szoboszlai will come back in. He is set to return from injury, along with Salah and Núñez, who are massive additions to have back for me. So Núñez at the Szoboszlai on the right that midfield with Matalisa on the left that midfield, and the front three of Salah, Núñez and Diaz. As I do think Javier and Tori Dapo, they do need a rest, both of them, because I think them two are more expected to play in the Europa League first, because they played in the cup final, they played in the FA Cup game as well, so they need a rest. Diaz got a well-deserved rest, didn't they, after that cup final? So he's done be fresh as well, and that's going to be our lineup. And pretty much, despite the players who got injured, our strongest available 11, we could say. You could say, and I really hope Szoboszlai, Núñez and Salah will be back. I think they will be. I think they will be back for this weekend. Because if they're not, I mean, it's just a death game then on when they will be back. But I do expect them to be back for this game. But in terms of my score prediction for this game before I do, I think we should be too much, shouldn't we? I think we should be too much for Nottingham Forest. And we play first. We play before City and Arsenal as well in this tight way. So massive opportunity to put the pressure on. Arsenal got an easy game away Sheffield United. I mean, they couldn't ask for a better game this weekend with the Arsenal. So they'll end up smashing Sheffield United, probably 5-0. That's my prediction for that. As for City at home to Man United, it's Manchester Derby at the end of the day. I wouldn't rule Man United out from getting something. I think they'll part the bus. I did that on field. But I just think City would be still too much for Man United, in my opinion. And I think City will win 3-1 to Man United. But I think that's the game for me. That is the game where if we win our game, that's the pressure game for Man City. I think that's the pressure game for Man City for me, the Manchester Derby as well. Marcus Rashford, I reckon he'll turn up in the Manchester Derby, in my opinion. He can get him behind that Man City defence as well. And Rashford turns up whenever he wants, doesn't he, as well? And he does have a good record in Manchester Derbies, Rashford, in terms of scoring in Manchester Derbies as well. But I think City will be too much for Man United. So I'm going to go 3-1 City in that one. As for us, we play first. That's what you want. You want to play first in the title race, in my opinion. I think it makes it easier, in my opinion, if you play first, because you don't really want to be the team that plays after another title contender, in my opinion. So I'm going to go 3-0 to Liverpool at Nottingham Forest. I'm going to go for 3-0 win to Liverpool, especially if the big players are back as well. I think there'll be too much for Nottingham Forest to deal with, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for 3-0 win to Liverpool for my prediction. So feel free to leave your predictions and thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and see you later, and see you all in the next video. Come on.